Next is to create the code to change the image of the volume bar and the volume of the pop sound according to the Y position of the index finger to be detected. I go back to my blocks and click the Make a Block button. Let's give the name of the block here as Volume Change. Now click on Add an Input Number button. Instead of number here, I type YPOS. Now click the OK button. Now a code block called Define Volume Change YPOS has been created like this. Let's drag that code block down like this. Now let's change the costume of sprite 1 and the volume of the pop sound for each instant of the Y position. First, let's see if the Y position is less than -100. I drag an if code block under control here. Now for the condition, let's connect a code block with the smaller than sign in the operators. I drag the YPOS section connected to the Define Volume Change YPOS code block to the left side of the smaller than sign. To the right side of the smaller than sign, let's give -100. At this point, the volume in the volume bar should be displayed as 0. Also, the volume of the pop sound needs to be 0. I drag a switch costume to 100 code block under looks into this if code block. Let's change the value here to 0. Next, let's drag a set volume to 100% code block under sound like this. Here, the value is set as 0. OK. Next, let's check whether the Y position is between -100 and -80. I drag an if code block under control again here. Now, a code block with the AND sign in the operator is dragged for the condition. Let's drag a code block with the larger than sign under operators to the left side of the AND sign and connect a code block with the smaller than sign to the right side of the AND sign. Now, drag a YPOS code block that is connected to the Define Volume Change YPOS code block from the larger than sign to the left in the left part of the AND sign. To the right side of the larger than sign, let's type -100. Also, drag a YPOS section connected to the Define Volume Change YPOS code block from the smaller than sign on the right side of the AND sign to the left side. To the right side of the smaller than sign, let's give -80. At this time, the volume of the volume bar should be displayed as 10. Also, the volume of the pop sound needs to be 10. I drag a switch costume to 100 code block under looks into this if code block. Let's change the value here to 10. Next, drag a set volume to 100 code block under sounds like this. Here, the value is set to 10. OK. Next, we do the same with the Y position. Between -80 and -60, between -60 and -40, between -40 and -20, between -20 and 0, between 0 and 20, between 0 and 40, between 40 and 60, between 60 and 80, and between 80 and 100 cases. It is necessary to create the code. For that, we can duplicate the code created for the Y position between -100 and -80. I right-click on this if code block and duplicate it. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here as -80 and -60. Here, let's switch the costume to 20 and set the volume to 20. Once again, I right-click on this if code block and duplicate it. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here to -60 and -40. Here, let's change switch costume to 30 and set volume to 30. Once again, I right-click on this if code block and give duplicate. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here to -40 and -20. Here, let's change the switch costume to 40 and set volume to 40. Like this, I right-click again on the if code block and give duplicate. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here to -20 and 0. Here, let's change switch costume to 50 and set volume to 50. Okay, now let's duplicate this code block one more time. I connect this duplicated code block here. I change the values here to 0 and 20. Here, let's change switch costume to 60 and set volume to 60. Like this, I right-click again on the if code block and give duplicate. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here to 20 and 40. Here let's change switch costume to 70 and set volume to 70. Okay, let's duplicate this code one more time. I connect the duplicated code block here. I change the values here to 40 and 60. Here, let's change switch costume to 80 and set volume to 80. Like this, I right-click on this if code block and give duplicate. Now let's drop the duplicated code block below this if code block. I will change the values here to 60 and 80. Here let's change switch costume to 90 and set volume to 90. There is one more chance left. Let's duplicate this code block one more time. I connect the duplicated code block here. I change the values here to 80 and 100. Here, let's change switch costume to 100 and set volume to 100. Okay, now we have finished creating the volume slider app completely. Now click on the go button here and let's run this app. This is how the app starts. The input obtained by the camera is displayed in the stage like this. At the beginning, the volume in the volume bar is 0. See, when I move the slider like this, the volume bar changes accordingly and the volume of the pop sound also changes. If you designed it like this, you little ones are very talented. Now let's save this design. I click on the file in the upper left corner of the interface and select Save As. Now from here, let's browse the PictoBlocks project folder that we created on the desktop. The file name is given as Project 4 and Save is clicked. Okay, now to see the creation you have made, WhatsApp it to the number note 7681252244. Tell your friends also about creation you have made. Send it to me and also send it to your friends to see this app. And one more thing. You too can join the DP Coding School Telegram group now and try to be the DP Code Champ Best of the Week once every week. For that, keep in touch with us. And one more thing, join our DP Coding Club and now you can start a DP Coding Club in your school too. We are ready to give you all the guidance for that. If you want to start a DP Coding Club in any school where computer labs are available, make a request through the principal to the email address info@dpcc.lk. So see you with another interesting lesson through DP Coding School. Have a nice day.